Sambuca was the first sort of, and the first time I ever like went to a drinking party. You know what I'm talking about, drinking parties.
You sound like an alien.
Sex rave? A 12-hour sex rave?
Like in
a
high school.
drinking party.
In high
Children
school.
are starting to drink at parties.
In high school.
This is called chemsex. A lot of people these
Just
days.
look at him go.
Easy there, champ.
You've
Save some for the German.
Save some for the 11th hour.
No, so basically, sorry, we're going back into my history again.
Yes, yeah. The
This
first
won't-
drinking party.
It won't surprise you to know that when I was in high school, I sort of decided I wanted to sort of get it done quite quickly. And so
High
I
school.
just sort of, after I finished free range school,
Right,
free range middle
After
school.
you finished wandering around playing video games.
Yeah. And I was like, well, I'd like to get through high school quite quickly.
Yes.
And so I took all
After you
of...
finished making hentai animation of the three Bronte sisters.
That's right.
It's a project.
By shooting guns in
It's
the pattern of...
reminiscent
Yeah,
of.
exactly.
Yeah, by shooting guns in the pattern of 3 female stick figures in Team Fortress. No, it would be Rainbow Six, actually.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Counter-Strike, yeah.
so what I remember is so I was like, so I'd already skipped a grade and I did all of my like year 12 stuff like year like 10 and 11 because I wanted to finish early. And so most of the people that I was friends with were like much older. So I was like 14, 15, and they were all like sort of 17, sort of kind of convincing to buy booze at this point, like they all driving and so on. And I was sort of, friends with a group of people who were like, they were sort of, I don't know, bad kids, but like they liked to go drink in the woods. Sure. And I thought that was very fun because until that point, I was like, well, my life is painting the Tau Fire Warriors. I love my, my elf deck.
I mean, you're describing them. They do sound cool. They sound cool now.
Yeah.
You went straight from playing Warhammer to drinking in the woods.
Yeah.
No intermediary stage where
I
you're just a
went
normal guy.
I went
That's
cold
the difference
turkey.
in the UK as well. Everyone who's doing one is doing the other in the UK.
And that's one of the things that's more British about Canada.
Yeah, the Warhammer kids are also drinking in the woods.
You know what one of the biggest revelations to me was?
What?
That I think media perpetuates this idea that the kids who fuck in high school are the jocks and the popular kids, when in reality, it's the stinky goths that do.
Yeah.
Because if I look back at my high school, it's the freaking like emo kids with the weird hair who didn't talk to anyone. They were fucking years before anyone else was.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I can't remember
That's
who was
right.
fucking in school.
No.
Because you hit your head.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
You had it down before then.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember my dear departed grandmother's face, but I can remember the Yahtzee meta.
Yeah.
What was it? Yeah. So I remember they were, hey, Riley, someone in like one of the farms around the town because I grew up in a town. I went to school in a different city. There were farms between them. They're like, hey, one of the farms is having a big blowout bash. And I was like, amazing. I can't buy liquor, obviously, because I'm 14 and a half.
Yeah.
Can you please use your sort of beard and car? So, it's like, we used to, it was the first time I ever cut class as well, was to go buy sort of this.
No video games today, Mrs. Miggins.
and I remember in my friend Dave's truck, there was the same mixtape mix CD that he would play that had like Exhibit, Here Comes the Boom, some like Bay Area hyphy rap.
Hell yeah.
It was the same mixtape all the time.
Yeah.
X gonna give it to you and
Sure.
so on.
Oh my God, that sounds great.
In a truck with giant speakers in it. And then we drove, and then they were like, okay, you can't come in because then they're gonna know we're buying alcohol free.
Yes.
We're also underage. We just look 19
Mhm.
and have fake IDs. And I was like, that's so cool that you had to do an
GMO
illegal.
corn-fed teenagers.
Yeah. They were
Free
GMO
range.
teens. Yeah, they were GMO teens. One was like, yeah, I've been in lots of fights and I've been like, shot. And I was like,
Yeah.
that's so cool.
Yeah.
I shoot my Space Marines and
Yeah.
whatever. That's like,
I do a
it's
lot
just
of
like
shooting
that.
at school myself.